So I was talking about the incubation and the acceleration phase. So the incubation phase is from end of April to end of August. You'll be forming teams, working on the basics of creating your own businesses while learning about business, entrepreneurship, design, things like that. And then the next phase will be the acceleration phase, which will be for teams that get selected by the three accelerators, Krypton, MISC, and Sopung. And you will be mentored. You'll be also given a grant from Asan Sanghoe Foundation of about, I don't want to lie, but about 5 million won to set up your own business, to register your business, set up your own business. That phase will end in December with a demo day where you'll be presenting in front of actual investors who, if they like your idea, will invest. And then once they invest, Asan Sanghoe Foundation has committed that they'll give a matching grant. So if an investor invests 20 million won, Asan Sanghoe Chedan is going to give you another 20 million won. So you're going to get a 40 million won investment, which is pretty good. But in order to be that team, you have to have at least one North Korean member in your team. Yes, so Eleanor is asking, is this an in-person program? Yes, this is an in-person program. It takes place in Seoul, in Asan Sanghoe Foundation, mostly. It's 2 days a week. On Wednesdays, we meet from 6 p.m., from 4 p.m. to late evening, so 8 p.m., 4 p.m. And the second day that we meet is Friday, and on Friday we meet the whole day, so from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. ish. So I hope that answers your question. Anything else? How about you, Jose and Camila? Like, what were the questions that you would like to have answered when you were joining the program?
You want to answer first? Should I go?
So, for me, one of my go Camila. Go Camila.
No, it's okay. Go. So you started already.
So one of the biggest questions that I had was about what I'm going to learn during the whole program. But now I believe it's really well explained, and something I can tell you is that Marta, MTA, all the foundations working together, they have a pretty good network of coaches that they're going to really help you on your business idea. So our idea was about to create a smart Tupperware where you can save food, and I'm going to alert you when it's going about to expire, so you don't waste it and save money. We really have really good contacts with them. Like for example, with Damogo here in Seoul, or different companies like Olio in the UK, or BlackBerry also in the UK, that can help us with the technology or how to develop it. So it was pretty good networking and help they can give us. And at the beginning, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I can let you know that their help from having a good network with really important players in the startup scene, it's really helpful. So that's something good about Asan Sanghoe.
So if I can jump in on that, like Jose mentioned, we teach you pretty much two things. One is basics of entrepreneurship, of doing business. So how to build a business model, how to develop an idea, how to design an idea, how to run a business at the end of the day. But we also teach you how to work in a team of people with very diverse backgrounds, with very diverse expectations. And it's not easy. It's not easy to communicate with these people. A lot of us are introverts by nature, but we help you overcome that. And because we believe that more than your idea, it's your team that's more important. So yeah, that's that. And like Jose mentioned, we do have a network of mentors here in Korea, but also around the world. So when we go to Europe, we also connect you with the best of the best. So Camille,
Yes.
Camelia, what is your question? Like, what question would you like wanted to have answered before joining Asan Sanghoe?
Yes. So one of the first questions for me was what would be my time commitment for the program? What is expected of me? Because for us it was a 3 days a week program, so it was a bit different than this time. So I also didn't know how much time I would it would take me to also be fully committed. So that was one of the things that I was not aware. I mean, nobody can know really. It's up to you how much you want to give, and you really would want to give more. Like the more you give, the more you get. Really. So the more you are passionate about it, the more you can really make use of those resources. Whatever you learn, take it home and then rehearse, do more things really. Also, not just the coaches from the participating programs or like organizations, but they always bring in additional, how can I say, outside coaches, I guess, for special
Mentors.
sessions. Yes, mentors, which is a really important. We got to meet also um, startup CEOs here in Korea and hear about their own stories, their own struggle. So it's very hands-on experience for those who are committed to get the most out of it. So what I would have wanted to know was mostly the time management of it, also the schedule, knowing like what time would be team building, and then how much time would be put into actual like business. Um, I would say like not classes, but mostly like sessions. So that was a bit confusing for me at the start, but I guess there's always, better ways to do it. Um, and yeah, just ask a lot of questions. The more you ask, the more you get, and reach out. You are really going to get the most out of this experience, reaching out to everyone you get in contact to.
Okay, thank you, Camille. Yeah, time management. So, like I said, we ask you to commit pretty much a day and a half a week at the end of the day. Like I said, whole day Friday and Wednesday from 4 p.m. And it's less than last year. Last year, the participant had to commit 2.5 days, which will actually turn out to be more like 3 days a week. But we understand that it's not the easiest for you. So we kind of cut that down, but we still are trying to keep all the content and all the values within the program. So Tuba is asking, could you please elaborate on how your teammates came together? Did you work on more than one business idea? So that's a question to Jose and Camille. So Jose, do you want to go first?
Sure. So you were probably, do you work on more than one idea? Yeah, you can work on more than one idea. So actually, I was working on the idea I already commented about the smart Tupperware called Lostbox. But then also I started working with Jocelyn, and we were working together in kind of pre-IPO set market, like pre-IPO market, selling shares of startups. So yeah, you can work on the many ideas that you have. You can join many other teams, and how can you came together with your teammates? That's pretty easy. First, you spend a lot of time, like the day and a half. You spend a lot of time. You have dinner together. You have lunch together, and you just like get together. But also, I don't know if this year you're going to have like the small trips, like 3 days going outside Seoul, Marta? I'm not sure.
There's one, right?
At the very beginning.
Yeah, so they have these small trips that's called like Forest and Back. That was called before like that. And it's just like a getting together with the whole group, and how to be better with your teammates.
To add to it,
How about Camille? Yeah,
yeah.
Camille, go on.
So yes, you can work on different projects, and how it works out is that at some point after you, like Jose mentioned, you get to know people, you get to know what they care about and what you care about, and then you start, I would say, naturally developing ideas, developing concepts, and that is at some point you kind of pitch it in front of everyone, and people pick in which idea or group they want to, go to. So the issue with working with multiple groups is that I also did it myself. You need to be very careful about your um, position in each group and what you bring into the table, because entrepreneurship is not, it's not about, it's not like a normal company where you have a boss and he tells you what to do. You need to take initiative to get a lot of things done on your own. So it's a lot about learning by doing. And it becomes a little bit confusing when you work with different teams. So you should be very aware of some of the downsides of working with different teams. You need to know where do you commit and where do you give your time, because it is time consuming, it's very challenging, it's very rewarding, but you need to know your priorities. So that created some issues before, so it's good to know it in advance.
Okay, thank you, Camille. So Eleanor here has a question: were any businesses successfully launched from the last program? What kind of businesses were there? So it's a bit of a complicated question because last year it was our first batch, our first time doing a program like that, and it's kind of touch and go. I would say there are a few successful cases. There's still, so the cases from last year, the teams from last year, they're still in acceleration phase. So I would say most of them are in the process of actually incorporating themselves, of launching their products. But one that I would like to mention is Jessie's Kitchen, which actually, oh, I don't have her website. But so Jessie is a North Korean resettler, and she started her, she's really passionate about cooking and sharing recipes from North Korea. And she started her business, which is cooking classes and also catering services and food from North Korea or North Korean cuisine. And she's doing pretty well, like endorsed by Airbnb. So going strong, but like everyone else right now, as you know, like right now, it's not the greatest time for a lot of businesses because of the economic slowdown. So hopefully that will change soon.
I also can elaborate on that question. For example, with my idea is that I'm not working right now full time on that idea, but also after Asan Sanghoe, we have a lot of opportunities and talks with different accelerators in Europe. For example, Techstars Munich, that we were in touch at some point. But for personal reasons, we didn't continue the program with them. But having this support from Asan Sanghoe help us to get up there, like to start talking with these important people or different accelerators around the world that can help you to launch your idea. So probably not exactly after Asan Sanghoe, you're going to be the next Elon Musk. Hopefully you are. Just let me know.
That's the goal, isn't it?
But of course, it's a really, really good start and a really program where you can like start developing your idea and working on that so you can build it up.
Yeah, I can add to it is that the first 4 months before the accelerating program, it really is a lot of learning about entrepreneurship, about community groups, a lot of things. So the actual development of the idea and the actual implementation of it comes a little bit later through the program, at least from my first experience. So I would say maybe wait until the acceleration part to see how successful or if the ideas get launched properly. That's what I would say. Don't expect to already have your business registered at the end of the first 3 months. That's what I meant. But who knows?
With startups in general, despite what everybody is telling you, it's better to go slower at the beginning and focus more on building your team and knowing yourselves than on succeeding right away as a business. Because if you go too fast, you end up missing some very fundamental steps along the way. So slow but efficiently, and it will work out. So any more questions? Do we have any more questions that you would like to ask to us about Asan Sanghoe? We have one person that just joined in a call-in. I don't know who you are, but don't worry, even though we're slowly wrapping up, this is all recorded and we will be sharing it all on Soul Startups channels and other places as well. So you will all get access to this, don't worry. Any more questions from our lovely listeners? If not, you have all the contact details both to Asan Foundation and to myself. Feel free to ask away anytime you need to. And most importantly, we would like to ask you to spread the word around, especially if you know any foreigners who would be interested in this program, who would benefit from this program. Let them know that this is happening and that they should apply. Remember, April 3rd is the deadline. So chop, sign up. And yeah, and I guess that's it. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we will do our best. So thank you, Camelia. Thank you, Jose, for joining us.
Thank you, Marta. Thank you, Harry, for having us, and thank you for everyone for listening to us. Please join. You will enjoy it, really.
Exactly.
It's a cool program. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.